G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down what are the best new guns. Should you be running the Primal shotgun or should you be running the purple pump? Should you be running the Primal AR or a regular AR? Basically, if you're having any confusions about which guns are the best, what's the new meta and what's the best loadouts, that's what I'm going to answer in today's video. Also, stick around until the end of today's video. I'm going to share with you what is by far the most broken gun I think we've ever had in Fortnite. I'm not kidding. This is more ridiculous than the Mythic drum gun. I both hate and love this gun. Love it when I have it, hate it when I verse it. It is an absolute joke, but stick around to the end so I can share that one with you because I swear again, not enough people are talking about this. Let's start off with the main one, the one that most people are confused about, the shotgun. Should you be running the new Primal shotgun or should you be running the regular good old pump? Now, let's start off with solos and then let's move into trios because I think it's very different for both, or duos. Pretty much, let's just split it into solos and team game modes. Now, if you've used the Primal shotgun at all, you probably know what it's like, but basically, it's like the good old drum shotgun. It has an insanely high fire rate, it does less damage than a pump, but if you barrel stuff with it, if you get really, really close, it does a bunch of damage. So when it comes down to solos first, really, I do think this comes down to play style and preference. So if you're really, really good at creative, let's say you have insane mechanics, you're really good at hitting consistent high pumps. I'm talking like a player that places in cash cups or tournaments, like at least a top 50 to 100 player in a tournament, or really good in creative. Then I would probably run the pump, specifically the spaz as well. But if you're anything less, genuinely, if you are anything less, the Primal shotgun is insane if you use it properly. Just try to get inside someone's box or literally as close to someone as you can, and it is absolutely insane. Even if you have really, really good aim, like I have decent aim, but I don't have the best edits and piece control, I find that if I'm using the pump and I'm trying to piece control someone, because I'm just a little bit slower at it, if that player's any good at all, or if they're smart, as soon as I go up on a wall and I go to pickaxe or I do something a little bit slow to try and get the wall, they'll edit out and they'll just Primal shotgun me and absolutely destroy me almost every single time. So I've just started doing that. The best thing you can do with the Primal shotgun, if you're playing defensively, wait until they go on one of your walls, wait until they're about to pickaxe. If they're bad enough to double pickaxe, which means like pickaxing in the same spot twice, if you're not confident enough to edit on the first pickaxe, definitely do it on the second. Hit an edit so they swing fresh air. You will win that trade every single time if you just whip out your Primal shotgun, jump forward and shoot. You need to be confident. Use it kind of like the Dragon's Breath from last season. You have to be really, really close to players. If you're playing on the offensive, your best friend here is going to be learning how to stair phase in, especially if you're playing in pubs and arena and players are always playing on flats, they're not playing on a cone or playing on a stair. If you ramp phase into their box and you can put down a stair on top of their head or put down a cone, you will win the trade every single time, and it always scares bad players, even good players. If you're versing like a pro, honestly, say I'm going up against like Volks and my career is on the line, I have to win the fight or I'm gonna have to give him $1 million, I'm running the Primal shotgun because if I'm versing better players, I can lower that skill gap by waiting until he makes a mistake or waiting until I get close enough, jumping in and then just holding down left click or right trigger. It really does help a lot. So that would be kind of my sum up of solos when it comes to the shotgun changes, unless you are phenomenally good with aim and piece control. Like if I watch my pro friends play, the pump does look better for them. At the same time, the Primal shotgun's still good in their hands, but with their playstyle, they can stay one box back, they get the cone in, they get the right hand peek, they step up, they get the big pump. But if you're anything less than getting very solid, consistent piece control on players and hitting really consistent headshots, run the Primal shotgun, play aggressive, have confidence with it, and startle your opponent. It is so strong. It's also worth noting when I'm talking about shotguns, most of the time I'm comparing when it's a spaz, like a purple or legendary variant. I feel like if I was even a really good player, I'd probably rather run a blue Primal over a blue pump, because until you get to that heavy hitting spaz rarity, it just doesn't have that same upgrade. The shots aren't consistent enough. So I'm more talking about once you have purple and legendary variants or above. When it comes down to blue and below, it's really again up to you. Even if I was a really good player, the blue Primal shotgun just hits so much harder. The hitbox is massive, and even if you hit 1 or 2 pellet headshots, it really does just do so much more damage. You've got to remember, the epic pump no longer does one-shot headshots as well, so even if you are completely boxing full piece controlling kids, you still can't even one pump them. So if you phase in on someone and you have a purple, a legendary, or even a blue Primal shotgun, more often than not, you probably do more damage to the person than the guy carrying the pump, because even if they hit that perfect pump headshot, they're not going to one-shot you, and you're just going to keep shooting them, and you'll probably take them out before they get their second shot off. When it comes to team game modes, I would massively recommend recommend the pump unless for some reason, I don't know. Honestly, I can't really see any time where you should run the Primal over the pump. Really, the pump is just so much better because like I just talked about, the only time you can really get consistent Primal damage out is if you're jumping into their box or you're editing out on them. And in trios or duos, that's never really going to end as well because the teammates probably got edits inside their box in. So let's take the scenario that you bait someone onto your wall in trios, you have the Primal shotgun, you edit, and then you jump in their box and you take shots. Even if you take that first player out, their teammates probably got edits in the box because you jumped in their box, and they can now open that up and destroy you, and you've probably gone through at least half the clip of your Primal or more, so you're gonna need to reload, and now you're stuck in an awkward spot. Or vice versa, if you're playing really offensive, you ramp phase in again, you're probably jumping in on 1, 2, 3 players and they're just gonna destroy you. It's much better if you go back to learning how to play from outside the box, try to piece control the wall, try to find angles, get the one pump shot, don't jump in the box. So I would say for team game modes, the pump is definitely better than Primal. When it comes down to the Primal ARs and SMGs, the biggest issue here and the reason why I heavily recommend the mechanical is first shot accuracy. If you haven't noticed, the Primal ARs and the Primal SMGs don't have first shot accuracy. So if you don't know what that is, you know when you stand still, you hold down right click or you hold down left trigger and your crosshair goes perfectly clear, it goes all the way fully closed, that's first shot accuracy. Wherever you shoot on your crosshair, it is not going to have bloom. That bullet is going to hit exactly where your crosshair is. The Primal does not have that at all. Neither does the makeshift. So the reason why I just really don't like the Primal AR, the Primal SMG is okay because when you're inside a box, you don't really need first shot accuracy because you're spraying anyway. But I would heavily recommend a regular AR, a mechanical AR over the Primal AR, because if I'm trying to use an assault rifle, I don't want to pray to the bloom gods on my first shot. You know what I mean? You step off a stair, there's a person standing directly still, they're not moving, your crosshair's on their head, and you miss because it doesn't have first shot accuracy. It blows my mind. It's going to be so hard in competitive to try to use the Primal AR on spawn or even mid game for surge tags because you have bloom before you even start shooting. It's so frustrating. So with the shotgun kind of being personal preference, and I'm actually leaning towards Primal, when it comes to the AR, hands down 100% the mechanical AR is just better in every way. Regular AR is just better for solos, team game modes, storm surge, everything. When it comes to the Primal SMG though, the legendary and epic variants especially, even blue, are so ridiculously broken. Like, these are better than P90s. They shoot so fast, they do so much damage. I swear the hitbox on it is huge. Honestly, controller players especially, or just any mouse and keyboard player with good aim, if you're getting frustrated by the current shotgun meta, hop in with a Primal SMG. It is actually so insanely broken. I find it way better than a P90 or even the compact SMGs. They hit like absolute trucks. When it comes down to on-spawn fighting with the makeshifts, the most annoying thing about the makeshift shotgun, I'm sure you've learned, is it only has 2 bullets in the chamber. And same with the makeshift AR, again, it doesn't have first shot accuracy. It's so frustrating. So when it comes to spawn fighting, I would honestly just say run whatever you can. If you can find a Primal AR or Primal shotgun, Primal whatever, versus a regular, just grab whichever one isn't makeshift. Try to avoid using the makeshift at all costs. I will usually say I've got a blue makeshift. I will run a gray Primal over it, go get the parts I need to upgrade the makeshift, bring it back to the makeshift, and then upgrade it. The more you can avoid using the makeshift weapons, the better off you'll be, because man, that makeshift shotgun with only 2 shotgun shells in the chamber and the slowest reload time on earth, I mean, come on, how many times have you already got killed by that? Just run any other shotgun you can find on spawn, I swear. On that note, when it comes to upgrading weapons, little quick tip that some people have figured out but not a lot of people have: if you're trying to get more of the mechanical parts, when you're getting them from vehicles or getting them from anything mechanical that drops them as you hit it, don't pickaxe, find the lowest rarity SMG or AR you can and shoot the car. Because you're getting it for every single time you damage the car, if you're swinging a pickaxe for 40 super slowly when you can compact SMG it for 23, which means you're getting double the hits on the car almost at pretty much 10 times the speed, you get so many more mechanical parts. You can clear out a whole car park in like 30 seconds compared to like 10 minutes. Just a little pro tip for you. When it comes to loadout right now, again, it's personal preference, but I would really just be running pretty much AR, shotgun, then running one of the bow variants. I find especially in competitive, the stink bow is by far the best just because you can apply pressure if someone's trying to med. I know the stink radius is really small. It's not as good as stink fish. So if you can fish up stink fish, I would rather carry that over a stink bow. But basically your third slot is just going to be any utility. So harpoon, bow, you know, stink fish, the cuttlefish, which are just so unbelievably stupid. If you haven't used those yet, they basically act like a clinger. They do 500 damage. So all you gotta do is throw 2 on the roof of a box, blow up 1, the other one falls in and does 500 damage. So run that. Pretty much the third slot's any utility that you prefer, and then double meds. I'd pretty much be running double meds of any kind right now because there are stinks back in the game, because there are so much other stuff that can happen. Even running med kits or a white med and then shields or double shield is so incredibly important. There really is no need to run an SMG, AR, and shotgun unless for some reason you're going ultra aggressive. But even in that case, like I said, you can box hop with the SMG over a shotgun if you want, but there's really no need to run AR, shotgun, and SMG in the current meta. So an ideal loadout for me is just pretty much every single game I can get this hands down, because getting a stink bow is so broken. You just have to go hit a frog, get the stink sack, and then combine it with a primal bow. So you should be able to get that every game. So I just run, again, with me right now, I'm preferring the primal shotgun for arena. So I pretty much just run regular AR of whatever the best variant I can, primal shotgun, stink bow, and then 2 meds. That's literally the ideal loadout in my opinion. Harpoon's fantastic for phasing in, especially if you're going really, really aggressive with the primal shotgun or SMG or anything like that. But that third slot's just up to you, whatever utility you like playing with. All right, now to the most broken gun that has ever existed in Fortnite, in my opinion right now. It is so unbelievably stupid. If you don't know, there is a new Mythic in the game. I feel like not a lot of people are talking about it. It is the Mythic Primal Shotgun, and it spawns from the main boss that is at the center of the map. If you can get your hands on this gun, it is an actual joke. It does over 100 damage headshots. It shoots as fast as a Primal Shotgun. The hitbox is your entire screen. You don't even have to aim anywhere near them. It shoots every 0.2 seconds. It has a 12 bullet clip and it reloads in a couple of seconds. Like, it is actually the most broken thing ever, and it's in competitive. This is going to be worse than the linear drum gun meta with mythic drum guns. If you can get your hands on this in a solos tournament consistently, you will dominate everyone. Just a fair warning though, the NPC boss is really hard to kill, because if she gets even slightly close to you, she can just straight up one pump you because the gun is so strong. She also teleports through builds, so if you're dropping middle of the map, make sure you have a spray weapon, an SMG, and AR that you can sit a little bit back and take damage on them. Do not get close. Avoid getting close at absolutely all costs. She will destroy you if you get close. All right, guys, that does it for another video. If you liked it, please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below any other parts of the game you want me to make a video on. If there's anything you're confused about, I do want to do a drop spot style guide in the next few days, but a lot of the best drop spots are now being exposed by a lot of the bigger guys like Cypher PK and Jerry, which pretty much just instantly makes them no longer a good drop spot. So I'm kind of putting off doing a video like that for a few days, but if there's anything else you want of content on this, I'm going to be making a bunch of guides. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.